So you're interested in leveraging YouTube to grow your business, but the whole process of creating videos, getting everything set up to shoot, figuring out what equipment you need, etc., 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 can be a little bit overwhelming. No worries, we've got you covered, and we're going to lay it all out for you today. I'm Leah Ray. This is my husband, Todd. We're from toddandleahray.com, and in this video, we're going to do something special for you. We're giving you a behind-the-scenes look at exactly how we shoot our videos and the process that we follow when we make our videos and exactly what equipment that we use in the process. If you are new to our channel, we are here to help you, online entrepreneurs, create the time freedom that you and your family truly deserve. So if time freedom is what you're looking for, then make sure to subscribe and turn on that bell for notifications. Now, you should know that before we enter the room where we shoot our videos, I have already picked out my topic, the main keyword that I want to rank for, plus I've written out my script or at least bullet points ahead of time. And it's also important to know that we've been in business for several years now. We didn't have all of this equipment and all this stuff figured out when we first got started. So don't wait until you have all of the equipment before you take action. It takes a while to get good behind the camera. And honestly, new smartphones, they've got great cameras, and that's all you need to get started. So we're actually going to switch cameras so we can walk you through the room and show you our exact setup and equipment. All right, so we're actually going to have Todd walk you through this stuff because honestly, he figured it all out and made all the purchases. So it's best for him to talk about these logistics. And also a disclaimer, we recently moved into this new house and we've done nothing to this room other than set up our video stuff. So it might not look like the best when you're seeing the behind the scenes. So that's just for you, our community here on YouTube, to get that honest behind the scenes look. So Todd, first tell us about our backdrop. We actually get this as a question a lot on videos and people reach out to me, what's going on with this kind of cool bricky thing that we've got behind us and how did we do that?
Sure. So, a lot of houses, especially our old house, we didn't really have a great place to shoot video. So what we did is we got a backdrop, and I'll leave a link for where we get our backdrops in the description. But basically this is an 8-foot by 8-foot backdrop. And we've actually got two of them, so we can, whichever one we want to use, we can just slide the other over. And then to hold the backdrop, we have a special backdrop hanger that really wasn't too expensive that we got on Amazon. And so we just leave this up full time. We do have a few weights to hold it down to prevent any wrinkles. So you see 5-pound weight here and a 5-pound weight there. And that's really all we have. And so with this backdrop, we could just set it up in any room that we need to, and it looks good.
Right. So we don't need to worry about having a nicely decorated room or waste any of that kind of time. Just get down to business and get making videos.
Exactly.
So I noticed something some people may not do or know what this is, but we have a light back here. So what that's about? Yeah.
So lighting is very important when you're shooting videos and because you don't want some weird shadows. You don't want, videos are, you want to look visually appealing, right? And you want to be able to present yourself in the best light. And so we basically just have a 3-point lighting system that we use. And so if we swing the camera around, you see that we have two lights up here, and these are powered by 200 watt equivalent LED lights, and I'll talk about those in a bit here. And then we just have some umbrellas here that actually disperse it so it's not such a harsh light. And then one of the other things that's important to do is that whenever you're shooting against a backdrop or a wall, especially the closer you are to it, what you want to do is you want to avoid any shadows back here. And so in order to prevent those shadows, we also have a light here to kind of get rid of any shadows that might show up. It's more usually of a problem if you're shooting against a white background and you're closer to the wall. But with the umbrellas there that kind of disperse the light, and with this light back here, you never really notice any shadows. So that's just a simple lighting setup that we have. And that lighting kit that we got, I can link to it in the description as well. And again, it's really not too expensive. But it's the backdrop and the lights are some of the first things that you should get when you're shooting video. Now, the other thing that's very important is the audio on your video. Even if you have very good video, if your audio is kind of crummy, people are not really going to like it so much. So it's really important to invest in a good lav mic, a lavalier mic, or a lapel mic is what some people call it. And if you go back to the beginning or you look at the end of the video, you'll notice that Leah probably has this clipped onto her shirt right here, right? And so what this does is it eliminates a bunch of the background noise and it gives you a nice, clear sound whenever you are recording. Now, depending on whether you're recording on a DSLR camera like we are, or a smartphone, you're going to want a different mic because they require a different connector for the lav mic. And so I'll link to 2 different ones that you can get, depending on if you have a DSLR or a smartphone that you're shooting this on. But these are very important to have because they really improve the sound quality, and they'll eliminate a bunch of the background noise that you might get normally. So here you have your camera set up, and one of the first things I want to point out is that we do use a teleprompter because it really helps us, especially when you have longer videos, you want to stay on track, you want to stay on script. And so this is just a very simple teleprompter that we got that works with a tablet or a smartphone, and you can see the way it works right here. And then we also got a Bluetooth mouse that actually connects to this, so we can actually scroll through this ourselves. The teleprompter app, you can get a free teleprompter app on your phone or on your tablet, and that's all we use, and it works just fine. You can actually set it up to automatically scroll for you like this, but we actually like to kind of pace ourselves and scroll like this. So if you look at some of Leah's other videos, sometimes you'll notice that she has a mouse in her hand, and that's what she's doing, is she's scrolling through the script here.
Yep, and sometimes I have just bullet points listed out if it's a YouTube video, sometimes it's full scripts, but definitely if we're doing a sales video, it's always a complete script because all of that is very precise. We want to use all the right verbs and everything at the right time.
And the copywriting and all that, yeah. And the camera that we use is a Canon 80D, and it's not really one that I would recommend if you're going to go out and buy a DSLR camera right now. I would get one that has 4K capabilities. This one does not, but it is a very good camera. So it's one that we've been using for the past couple of years now, and it's been working great. We can turn around the viewfinder here. Let me turn it on. We can turn around the viewfinder here so that we can kind of see ourselves in the video if we want, and we can see that through the teleprompter.
And if you're looking at camera features, I highly suggest this because if you're like me, I'm shooting this oftentimes by myself. I don't have any help in the room, and this helps me make sure that I'm even just centered correctly in the frame. So it's a nice feature to have.
Now, one of the other things to keep in mind with your lighting is that you do want to use lights that are the correct temperature, which, you'll have the soft white, you have the natural daylight, and, there's some other ones in there. But the ones that you want to use are the natural daylight, which are about 5,000 K, maybe 5,500 K. And those are going to give you the best picture for shooting videos because it'll bring out more of the natural colors. And so that's what we use. Again, I'll link to the exact lights and the exact equipment that we use in the description of this video. One of the other things that's really nice to have is a good tripod, one that doesn't make a bunch of noise when you move it around. And so this is one that we got for about $100. Again, I'll link to it in the description of this video, but we're very happy with this one. We've had cheaper ones in the past, and basically whenever we try to move them around, what happens is that they squeak and they kind of, they don't have the smoothest action, and it can really ruin a video when you're trying to move your camera around. If you're just having a static video, you can get a cheaper one if you're never going to move the camera around. But for us, this has been a really good buy for us. And finally, if you're using it, even if you're using a smartphone, you're going to want to have a memory card that's pretty high capacity. And so for us, we use a 128 gigabyte SanDisk in our camera. And for us, that's more than enough memory for us to shoot several videos without having to delete previous stuff. And so you're going to want a nice high capacity SD card as well. And I'll link to the one that we use in the description of this video. So that's our basic setup. The most important things is that, if you don't have a good place to shoot videos, you're going to want to get a nice backdrop. And then also good lighting and good sound. Those are really the main things. The camera, if you've got any sort of a modern smartphone, anything that was made within the past 2 or 3 years or so, it's going to be just fine. And you can actually use a lav mic with your smartphone. Again, I'll show you one that you can use with your smartphones in the description. But if you've got that, you got some good lighting and a good place to shoot your videos, you're going to do just fine.
Now that you've gotten a peek behind the scenes of how we are shooting our videos, I hope you are ready to take action. So next, you want to watch the video in the upper right corner of your screen. It's also at the top of the description. This next video is going to walk you through the 7 simple steps to start shooting video today. Again, this is Leah Ray, and that was my husband Todd from toddandleahray.com. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you soon.